What's up, everyone? It's Bo here, and we are back with another episode of FANCRAFT. And that's right, if you can't tell, I am actually here in Tolkien Town. And have we actually showed this off? I'm just now realizing I don't think we've actually showed this off. Look at this. Snow has built an int. I think a while back, I actually did showcase a little bit of this in the background. Like we saw the beginnings of what she was working on, but this looks so cool. This is great. You know, I've actually tried to do an int before in the past, and it did not look anything as good as this. I love the roots as the feet. Oh, that's so good. That just looks so great. Oh, man, and now it's raining. That's okay. That's okay. You know what? We need rain, because rain and, like, nature and all the things that we love about Tolkien Town, it all comes together, and that is a good thing, because today we are going to be spending a good amount of time in Tolkien Town with the latest and greatest build from yours truly. I need to get my friend back here. Ta-da! Beta Ray Phil. All right, remember Beta Ray Phil? We got him, oh gosh, so many episodes ago. And, you know, for the longest time, Beta Ray Phil was great. He was kind of my little go-to around here. I mean, you never really saw me use him on videos all that much, but you know, being that everything is so close together, and especially with this bridge right here, it's been really nice to kind of get around, and I could go to different builds on Beta Ray Phil. The problem is that, well, we don't really have any kind of stables or any kind of means of making sure that he doesn't get away, and so there have been multiple occasions where my little horse has been lost and missing, and I would find him like, I don't know, like a month later. It's been pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty bad, but that is all gonna change today, because here in Tolkien Town, we are going to be building a good place for horses. That's right. Up here, you can see I've started to kind of, you know, plot out this area, and this is going to be basically the stables of Rohan. So what I've done is I've taken a look at some different imagery from Rohan, from the Lord of the Rings movies, and I have come up with a design for essentially what will be essentially a big stable for our horses, to breed horses, to, you know, much like, you know, Beta Ray is a pretty good little horse. I mean, like, I think the speed is perfect for the amount of space that we really have in Central City, but at the same time, you know, something that jumps a little bit further, something that goes a little faster, you know, all that kind of good stuff. We'll be able to kind of create an equestrian type area for people to do what they need to do with their horses. And yeah, might be kind of a cool thing, especially as we are starting to expand out Central City onto and beyond the other side of the snow globe. Beta Ray? Beta Ray! Phil? There you are. See, this is what happens. You go away from me, buddy. We're gonna have a nice space for you in the stables. It's gonna be great. But as I mentioned, this is going to be a very different kind of build for me. Like, it's much more detailed on the exterior, and yeah, I've been trying to push myself lately with a lot of different builds. Whoops. And you know, hopefully this will be kind of an opportunity to really cash in some new styles on something that's a little bit larger. And if all things go according to plan, this will actually be my last build in Tolkien Town. So of course, we did our last build in Star Wars District on the last episode. We've kind of completed out our work in the Marvel District with kind of the X-Men court down there. And with the piratey goodness, stay tuned later this episode, because we will have probably some big announcements as it relates to the pirate games and the big grand finale of Season 3 with where we're going with these pirate games. We've been trying to make sure that we've got enough time for everybody to finish up their builds before we start Season 3, but some people might just have to finish up their builds after the games are done. I'm sorry to say, but you know, we gotta wrap this thing up. We've got a lot of fun things ahead of us, and we gotta go ahead and finish up the games. So yes, this looks like it's going to be awesome, and I'm sure it will. I just don't know if it'll be part of the games. That's all. Sorry, Kyle. But yes, back to Tolkien Town and the Rohirrim stables. Stables with a B. Stables. I keep on saying staples. Yeah, the Rohirrims are very good at like selling copiers and everything. That's the Rohan staples. No. We're talking about the Rohan stables for our horses, and my horse in particular. Hey, Beta. Okay, so first we need to kind of level out this area, chop down some of these trees and bamboo, and kind of get going from there. I do hate knocking out trees because we do try to keep things as natural as possible in Tolkien Town, but maybe I can plant another one somewhere else, or I don't know. This is just part of it. You know what? I will use the tree that I chopped down in the actual build, and that's very, I think, Tolkien-esque. I think that'll work. All right, and I think you can kind of see what we're going for here. So I've filled out this area, and I've laid down kind of literally just the first layer of the stables to get an idea of where everything's going to be built up. The design is kind of funky. It really is. It's going to kind of go up and arch around, go up and arch around, go up and arch around. There's going to be a big roof, kind of triangular roof with kind of 2 horse heads on top, or at least the idea of 2 horse heads on top. And then we've got kind of a side shed off to the side right here, which is actually where most of the horses are going to be, or at least we'll kind of have 3 horses right here, which will be theoretically like, you know, some of the better, faster horses, maybe the ones that are for sale, possibly. And then back here is maybe kind of the area in which we make the good horses. You know, we get a little mama and papa back here, and, you know, see what all happens. At least I think that's how it'll be. I don't know. It might also be more of like, you know, just a place like to store your horse to some extent. It might be more of like, you know, you come through and, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll have like, I could do something like that where I have a couple of these here and then like a chest right here with some leads that you can kind of come and tie up your horse as well if you want to. I'm probably getting ahead of myself. I'm already thinking about what it's going to be like once we get there, and we haven't even built the thing. That being said, it's probably not great that I'm over here building a thing and I'm not entirely sure exactly how I'm going to use it. I don't know. I just feel like we need a Rohirrim presence here in Tolkien Town. And also, I want a place to store my horse. So I've got that needs to be under consideration as well. This is kind of a little just interior area where you can kind of like, you know, it's not necessarily a track, but you can kind of like, you know, walk around or test out, bring your horse kind of around in circles and that sort of thing. That's kind of the idea there. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Just trust me. You just gotta trust me. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Okay. Weird design time. Let's see what happens. All right. And yeah, so most of the overall structure, as you can see, is set up. And I think it looks pretty good. Now, admittedly, to kind of get a sense of what we're going for here, check this out. This is kind of a picture of the kind of Kingdom of Rohan, and specifically, I think the castle or the main fortress or the throne room. I don't know exactly what they would call it, but that's the inspiration for what we're going with. Obviously, this is a much smaller version of that, and it's kind of tucked away in the background. You can kind of see it peeking up above the little kind of hobbit area, but if we go around the sides, we've got this walkway, which brings us up to the, what's this? Remnants of Lore Sheep. What? No. Okay. All right. We have to deal with that at some point. So admittedly, these things have actually been kind of popping up around me while I've been trying to build this thing. And I'm like, what is this? Anyway, as you can see, there's no roof right now, and that's fine. We're working on this. Actually, So is currently working on some mud bricks for me because I am totally out of mud bricks and I need that like crazy. But as you can see, this is very detailed. This front section, we've got some brown mushroom in there. We've got some stripped jungle logs going throughout some smooth sand for kind of the sun portion right here. A lot of trap doors. And then, of course, we've got some of this red sandstone. It's a very, I don't know, it's very different and detailed from things that I've done before, but I think it looks pretty good. I really like the way in which I've got the acacia and the stripped jungle wood and the tough blocks all kind of mixed together right here to create the stables where we're going to kind of have our horses staying. As you can see, I got Beta Ray Phil. He's already back here chilling. We've also got kind of our first horse that has been bred here at the stables as well. So it's coming along really, really well. And I've got to tell you, it's actually coming along a lot further than I thought it would in this amount of time, given again the details that are kind of put into this. But I think it looks really solid. You can even kind of see like the idea of like the horses facing each other at the top. I really love that. Yeah, this is going to be great. But we need to take a brief break from this because something has happened while I've been working on this, and that is that the pirate games have actually concluded. At least season 2 has concluded of the pirate games. We have our winner, and the winner of season 2 is none other than Knights. That's right. Knight got a bounty increase of $25,000 or $2,500, I should say. And yeah, is the winner of season 2. But as kind of this newly updated wanted board implies, we are now in Season 3. In fact, Season 3 is going to kick off at midnight tonight as I am recording this, and it is going to be a little different. So we've got 4 locations that are going to be part of Season 3, 4 builds that are part of Season 3, as represented by the 4 pirates here, myself, Knight, Sarcasm, and Will. Will, of course, has his sunken ship. I, of course, have the Skull Island. Knight has the Black Pearl, and may include the temple behind it. I'm actually not sure if that's part of it or not. Well, I guess we'll find out once we get a chance to play. And then Sarcasm has the little pirate manor in the back right there. And basically, all of these builds have some form of escape room that will lead to a key. There are 4 keys in total: a sapphire, gold, emerald, and ruby key. And our goal is to find one of each type of key. Now, once we are successful at doing so, we will then add our name to the leaderboard. And one of the best parts about the Season 3 of the Pirate Games, the kind of the big grand finale of our Pirate Games, is that every single one of the crafters is eligible to play. You don't have to have a build in order to play. You just need to go and work through the 4 builds that are up for grabs. And once you do, you put your name on the leaderboard. Now, you have to have 2 keys in order to actually enter into the leaderboard here. For myself, for Knight, for Will, and for Sarcasm, we have the benefit of already having one of the keys, because obviously we hid one of the keys. So as soon as we find one, we will actually be able to add our name up to the leaderboard right chair. After you've gotten a 3rd key, you would then move yourself up to the leaderboard here, and then the first one to find all 4 keys ends up being kind of the grand winner of the Pirate Games and has a bounty increase to 5,000, as well as the grand prize of all, which is the artifact for the Pirate District. And I'm super stoked for whoever gets that. I hope it's me. I'm not going to lie. I hope it's me, but I'm the only one who really knows about it. And so this is going to be a lot of fun. This is definitely going to be a lot of fun, and we will see who ultimately will win Season 3 of the Pirate Games. Now, mine is all set up. I definitely don't want to give away too much, but I do want to kind of show this, because back here, yes, okay, it is open. Yeah, I am basically kind of giving this hint that is, if you want to find my keys, I would highly suggest checking out this portion of my build, which has just recently become open and available. There you go. See, good sportsmanship. I want to help point you in the right direction, and hopefully everybody else will maybe point me in the right direction as well. I'm eager to get started, and we will definitely be recording those attempts here very, very soon. But we do have to deal with this. This stuff is all over the place. Look at this. More of the remnants. Is this... I'm wondering if this is supposed to be like a breadcrumb situation that's supposed to lead me somewhere, but at the same time, I can't tell if there's a rhyme or a reason to it. Well, our sheep are still contained, so I'm not exactly sure how this happened. All right, into the lore pit you go. All right, let's say we go ahead and get this thing finished up and get to making some cool horses for all of the crafters. And I think we are done. Big thanks, by the way, to Sarcasm for providing all of these mud bricks that you see up here on the ceiling. This was a massive help. Now, she was very kind enough to say that she would give me those for free, but I will definitely be dropping some diamonds in her inbox as a thank you, because my goodness, this was such a huge help. Okay, so couple of things. Now, this you've already seen before, the front of it, and you know, the big finish is kind of the roof itself. I could not figure out what I wanted to do with that back area, because I do kind of like leaving it open. This little kind of space back here is kind of out in the open. I've got a little bit of a covering for our mama and our papa right here. We'll talk about these guys in just a second. But I kind of wanted to keep this area very open and airy as well, and I think kind of leaving that space open is really the way to go about it. I just don't know what to do with it beyond that. So at some point I may do something. I mean, I thought about possibly doing like, you know, a big Rohirrim flag, kind of a green banner with some sort of horse icon on it, or at least something suggesting a horse on it. Might be kind of cool, but regardless, for right now, we're just going to keep it as is. The other thing I thought about is possibly taking some like acacia fencing and fencing it off that way, but I don't know. I feel like that might actually be too busy, so we shall see. Over here, as you can see, I've kind of broken this up and made this 6 stables instead of 3. Of course, we've got Beta Ray Phil right here. This guy is like kind of a placeholder horse. How's it going? Yeah, you're doing pretty good. Fast horse, not very good jumper, but you know, is what it is. Really, what I've been doing is trying to figure out what would be some two really good horses to get you a good horse, and these two right here are the way to go. This is Mr. and Mrs. Spot, and they will hook you up with a horse. And this is the best part. You, my dear crafters, y'all can come over here to the Rohirrim stables and make yourself a horse for free. That's right. It's an absolutely free service to come and get yourself a horse at the stables. Now it is free. That is to say, it is free. Okay, so like, just you can do it. Now, there are some things here for your convenience. Like, for example, if you want to, you can buy a saddle for 3 diamonds. We got those right here. You've got, name tags. Always good. We've got 5 diamonds. Those are a little expensive right now because I'm working on the grind to try to get more of these, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to bring down that price. And then now, okay, y'all are gonna get mad at me. I'm not even gonna make this into some sort of like YouTube short because I know the comments would just absolutely just eviscerate me. But I'm selling gold carrots for 1 diamond per stack, and the stacks are 16. Yes, I know that's insanely expensive for gold carrots. This is not gold carrots for food, okay? Not for people food. This is specifically for breeding up horses, and it is a convenience offer. This is like when you go to the airport and you want a sandwich, but then they charge you like $30 for just like the absolute like basic, like 2 pieces of turkey on bread or something like that. You're in a space for the convenience of it. That's why that's 1 diamond per stack. And that's why 1 stack is 16 golden carrots. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's convenience. Nobody's going to buy it. Or they will because it's nice to have and they want to come over and make a horse. Who knows? But regardless, we've got your things right there. And I will say, I am offering just, horse armor for free, basically. It's just a, bonus. If you want some armor, you can get some armor, while it's up there, by all means. But these 2 horses right here are guaranteed to get you a good one. And you can also use these stables for free as well. That's the other thing. These are all just fair use. So there's a lot of, there is some premium prices on some things, but that's to offset the fact that a lot of the rest of the stuff is just kind of free services. There we go. Trying to get a good angle on this thing right here. I'm thinking it's looking really nice. There was a big oak tree, kind of like a natural oak tree right there, which unfortunately did have to go, but I planted 2 trees in its place. Specifically, I planted these 2 spruce trees over here in its place. Again, trying to kind of keep that natural feel in Tolkien Town and do as little deforestation as possible. And a lot of the wood that was used in this build came from the wood that was right there. So we're staying true to what we want to do here in Tolkien Town. But my friends, that is pretty much it. I am super pleased with how things turned out. I think it looks really, really great. And I'm glad that I pushed myself into doing this because this was a build that it's a little bit bigger than obviously a lot of the builds. I mean, okay, not the one I'm standing on or Jabba's Palace, but compared to some of the other things that I've built this season, it's a little larger, a little bit more detailed, and kind of utilizes some styles that I'm not accustomed to. But overall, I think it turned out really great. So let me know what you think. Put it in the comments if you've enjoyed this build or if you have suggestions for future builds. But I do think this is a wrap on the classic 3 FANCRAFT districts for me. I mean, obviously, I'll still be going around, stocking up shops, visiting other people's builds. In fact, I happen to know that another build is actually coming in the Marvel District right here, which I probably shouldn't spoil. But yeah, looking forward to showcasing this when it's done. I think it's going to be really, really awesome. But this one isn't mine. This is somebody else's. In terms of my builds, I think I am pretty much done in the classic areas. And with this next video, we will definitely be jumping headfirst into Season 3 of the Pirate Games. And we need to, because look at this. Literally, the game started midnight last night. It is like 7 a.m. the next morning, and Night has already gotten the first 2 keys. So it's on. Okay, it's on. It's definitely on. And it's going to be some serious pirate and escape room action next episode. Hope that you tune in for that. If you're enjoying these, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the good YouTube things. That is going to do it for me for today. But until next time, goodbye.